Hello and welcome. Today we are taking a look at John Donne's The Sun Rising, one of the finest examples of metaphysical poetry. We will start with the recitation first, then we will go into more details through stanza by stanza explanation. Let's get started.
The Sun Rising by John Donne. Busy old fool, unruly sun, why dost thou thus, through windows and through curtains, call on us? Must to thy motions lovers' seasons run? Saucy pedantic wretch, go chide late schoolboys and sour prentices. Go tell court huntsmen that the king will ride. Call country ants to harvest offices. Love all alike, no season knows nor clime, nor hours, days, months, which are the rags of time. Thy beams so reverend and strong, why shouldest thou think I could eclipse and cloud them with a wing? But that I would not lose her sight so long, if her eyes have not blinded thine. Look, and tomorrow late tell me, whether both the Indies of spice and mine be where thou leftest them, or lie here with me. Ask for those kings whom thou sawest yesterday, and thou shalt hear all here in one bed lay. She is all states and all princes I, nothing else is. Princes do but play us compared to this. All honors mimic, all wealth alchemy. Thou son art half as happy as we, in that the world's contracted thus. Thine age ask easy, and since thy duties be to warm the world, there's done in warming us. Shine here to us, and thou art everywhere. This bed thy center is, these walls thy spare.
John Donne was the most prominent figure of the metaphysical poetry scene of the late 16th and early 17th century, though he was not exactly an instant hit, as most of his earliest readers were his friends who distributed his works. His works became famous quite a while after his death. The term metaphysical poet was actually used by the influential neoclassical critic Samuel Johnson. The metaphysical poets were defined by their heavy uses of wit, puns and paradoxes, and their unusual comparisons, which came to be known as metaphysical conceits. Though Johnson criticized the metaphysical poets, more modern critics and poets like T.S. Eliot defended and praised them, especially the use of metaphysical conceits, which are found in The Sun Rising as well. Before going into the poem, it would be helpful to have a brief look at the context. Donne was born into a Catholic family in a time when being Catholic was illegal in England. He studied in both Cambridge and Oxford, but being a Catholic, he wasn't given a degree. He later became a priest and was elected to be a member of the Parliament. His marriage to Anne Egerton, daughter of an important member of the Parliament, caused him some jail time and his Parliament membership as well, as he married her without permission. The poem is believed to be addressed to her and the interference they faced in the early stage of the relationship, though there is some mention of his bitter past in disguise as well. The poem starts with the use of a metaphysical conceit where the morning sun is compared to a busy old fool who is disturbing the speaker and his lover in bed. The speaker's irritation is displayed when he calls the sun a saucy pedantic wretch, an unusual comparison generally found in metaphysical poetry. He tells the sun to go bother other people who are actually subject to the sun's power, be they kings or peasants. The speaker seems to be trying to exclude himself and his lover from the rest of the world by claiming to be in a superior position where they are free from the influence of time and space, freeing themselves from the medieval idea of the great change of being.
A shift in the tone towards the sun is noticeable in the start of the second stanza, challenging the sun's pride. The speaker tries to tone down the sun's ego by claiming to be able to eclipse it with a wink. Obviously, it's not to be taken literally, but it can be in some ways be associated with Rene Descartes' idea of subjective nature of reality. Next, we see the speaker's devotion towards his lover, when he claims that he did not want to lose the sight of his lover even for the moment it takes to wink at the sun. He dares the sun to match the brightness of his lover's eyes, another use of conceit. He then praises the exotic nature of his lover by referring to both the exotic East and West India. Finally, he makes himself an embodiment of all the kings and all they stand for. He claims that everything that can be found in the kings is lying on his bed. The bed becomes like the earth, and the boundaries of the room form the sun's new and limited sphere in the poet's imagination. Again, the effort to exclude the lovers from the outside world is very much apparent here. Some readers find the start of the third stanza of this poem a little sexist, as the speaker's lover is represented as all the states, and the speaker is presented as the prince, who is technically a ruler of the states. It is to be noted that Donne has been accused of being sexist in his poems before. In the next two lines, we see the disappearance of the pronouns I and she, and the start of the use of us and we, signifying togetherness. Next, he says how their love is a model for others. Others may try to copy their love, but it will be that, just a copy. They can't match up to the love that is shared between himself and his lover. He claims that the sun isn't half as happy as they are. Here again the shift in tone towards the sun is evident. The sun is no longer the busy old fool or the sociopathetic wretch. It is now personified as an old fellow in need of ease. The sun's duty is to warm the world. The speaker claims that by shining on the lover's bed, it can shine over the world at a time. He then tells the sun to revolve around them to do so. This metaphysical concept is driven by the Renaissance belief that the sun revolves around the earth. This concept reveals the poet's wit and mastery of imagery.
Donne's mastery of conceit and imagery doesn't only describe his love for his beloved, but also very subtly indicates his bitterness towards the world. But nevertheless, the sun rising is a perfect example of Donne's brilliant composition and the prowess of metaphysical poetry. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any comment, please let us know.